but they had to work hard and and keep their mind straight to get out the ghetto, as they say. How y'all doing out there again? Freddie Calls checking in. Hope everything going well with everybody as always. Everybody on the up and up. Today I'm gonna hope try not to be long winded, but I just want to kind of take a story from the Bible and kind of relate it today in today's time. Just how people are. Patches. I'm sure everybody heard about it. I kind of try to put out stuff that people hadn't heard before. It was this passage in the Bible in the Old Testament where two women, they had gave birth not too long apart from each other, and it came upon a time, one of the ladies had overlaid on over her baby, and the baby died. And what she did, she took the baby that she birthed and put it into the live baby's mother, bosom, and she took the other lady's baby, and kept it and said it was hers, however, it came before the King Solomon, and and it was a back and forth thing, one saying that the live baby is hers and the dead baby is theirs, and however, and it came up, Solomon, he was the wisest man that ever lived, he said, get a sword, and he said he was going to split the baby in half and give half of each other, however, in the end, when he said that, and what the real mother said, don't do the baby no harm and let her have it, and that's how he kind of knew that it was hers. But the one who knows she killed her baby, and the one who lied, she said to go ahead with it, and then he knew, like I said, that the lied baby was the actual mother, who said don't do no harm to it. I say this story, I'm gonna try to, like I say, not be long-winded. It can be people that maybe in your environment or people you grow up with, or people just, in general, who decide, to kind of slack up a little bit, and not do what it takes, to get like what you're doing, and sometimes almost, even to I would say this also, some people, the older people, will not be apt to telling the younger people right things to do, they'll tell them, they're not direct because they don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, and things like that, and especially if they ain't messed up, or just like the lady, she had messed up, and instead of just fessing up and being real, what happened, she didn't do that. She tried to, cover up, what she had did, what was negative, and she couldn't redo it, just like some people today, they can't redo their past, but they ain't know it's necessarily okay with, because they ain't do so well in their past, they ain't really apt to telling nobody under them, or, what right to do. Kind of, like I said, like she was saying, if I can have the baby, I can't be like, in other words, it kind of sad on her end because it was like almost like an all in all. She could have, her first child, she made a mistake and overlaid on it. She could still, her chances of being a mother again was, she could have probably been a mother again, but she didn't. She just didn't tell the truth, and she was willing to stop somebody else, chances of being a mother, or allowing something to happen to her. She was okay with that lady's baby being murdered because she didn't have hers. You got people like that because they ain't have they blew their chances. They not willing. They pretty much don't care about nobody else being successful, and you have to kind of watch that, because to be successful, you ain't gonna always be what you say, be in the in crowd. It's really less likely depending on where you grew up at. You know, you ain't gonna have a whole lot of people, you know, willing to put that work in, you know, study hard and, you know, they want to be out, you know, be in the in crowd, be a part of the crowd. You know, it's very rare that you'll find people like on your level. If you're trying to be something, you hear those stories by celebrities all the time, you know, and just people in general in your neighborhood, you know, even people in politics, you know, where they came from, how hard it was, but they had to, you know, work hard and, you know, and keep their mind straight to get out the ghetto, as they say, you know. But like I say, man, it's not everybody. Like I say, if they ain't blew it, they ain't necessarily want you to, you know, they won't always tell you what's true, you know, even though they see you swearing, they not going to care because they have a feeling that they blew it. Why not? They got to learn. That's the mentality of some older people to younger people, you know, or people just won't tell people, you know, if they see them going somewhere, they're afraid to say it, you know, and probably don't care, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause they didn't get it, you know, the first round, they blew it. Which I can't really say that a lot of people think they ain't blew it. You know, sometimes you can do things that can, you know, slow you down, you know, or, you know, I really don't think, you know, it was just, everybody got a chance, put it that way. You know, you got a chance, you know, some just have to work harder, other if you blew it or made a mistake or, you know, did something to, you know, slow down things, you know, you still can do something. You know, you got to muster up the faith and muster up work is twice as hard if you ain't wasted some time or some, you know, doing whatever. You know, you just got to just do it. You know, but now people, you know, they get lazy and like, I ain't going to do it. You shouldn't, that person should have that, you know, and should be willing if you know, maybe messed up a few times, you know, willing to share that information. You know, I thank God on my upbringing. You know, I ain't had some challenges in my life, but I also had some breaks too. You know, that helped me out. I wouldn't be here today if I ain't have some breaks. You know, even but anyway, you just have to watch who you around. You know, because there are people like that. You know, if they just like that. Just like that female in the Bible, you know, who kind of blew her chances in the beginning to be a mother, you know, probably, you know, she didn't do what she needed to do as the other lady, and she was a wild sleeper and killed the baby, but, and she wasn't willing to really care about her being happy, you know. I ain't happy, you can't be happy. You got people like that. You know, I know in this season, you know, I'm going to really bring it to you. You know, you see a lot of, you know, in the political season, you know, I hear people, you know, a lot of my people, you know, who look like me, you know, how some talk about those who are, you know, running, you know, for offices and things like that. You know, it's a trip when I hear people talking about even females, you know, and male talking about male, people who running, you know, people who did what it takes, you know, to do public service, got the degrees and put the work in, you know, but because of that, just with them doing that, you know, there are certain people that mad at that because, like I said, they probably had the opportunity, but like I said, they just like that woman, you know, they don't care about nobody else being successful, you know, that person who trying to run for that office, you know, they wanted some out of life. Just like you could have had something, but and still can have something. So I don't want to just down them type people, but you know, if you blew some chances, you know, it's not too late. You know, it shouldn't be an amount of. I'm not gonna tell nobody who coming behind me, or I'm gonna talk about those who did put the work in and things like that. You know, and I ain't gonna vote for them. It's funny how even till I've heard certain stuff about our former first lady, you know, saying bad negative things from women. So, you know, talking about people, you know, it just sad, man. You know, how people you think that's all it is. You know, I'm pretty sure you've heard negative things, or you probably have said some negative things, or you know somebody, you know. But you can't hate on them type people, you know, who willing to want a better life for themselves, you know, and they just didn't be with the in crowd or try to be popular, you know. And like I said, that's, you know, it's just not. I wish it was more current, you know, things like that, you know, to be different and to have something versus, you know, that's been the worstest, seem like the worstest thing to be, you know, and a whole lot of rebellion, you know, the scripture said rebellion is worse as witchcraft, you know, rebelling against what is right, you know, just right. You know, most people who commit crimes, you know, this how I know you. This how you know you in rebellion. You know, you see on. I'm sure you done seen on these judge shows and stuff like that. How people, you know, actually when they ain't did something wrong, the judge asks them, "Why did you do it?" Then they'll say something, "I don't know." When you don't know that, you know, then he tell them that what you did know that. You know, when a lot of things is I don't know and I just did it, you in rebellion. You being rebellious against what's right. You know, I've been there, so I understand that it's that not that you don't know, it's that you don't want to do or don't want to be known as, I guess, a good person or I think what that word, a goody two shoes or a square, things like that, those type terms. You know, that's why you want to be just like everybody else. But like I say, you don't want to be like everybody else. Time now you gotta get out and get it. You can't want to be what everybody else want to be, you know, if you want to have some out of life, you know, like I say, you got people, like I said, even, you know, if they blew it or they think they ain't blew it and they ain't got no more chances for them, then they'll rather don't tell the ones coming up under them, you know, and they would just always want to point fingers at those who had the same opportunities, you know, that they had. You know, they just worked there harder, and they chose to be in the in crowd, to be known, you know, and stay out partying all night and doing things like that, you know, and talk about them when they got a better life. They work for that better life, you know, versus, you know, you chilling, you know. But anyway, man, try to recognize people you around, man, you know, and what's right to do what's right. You don't want to be wasting time in this lifetime, man. Like I say, you grow old, man. I mean, don't lose any time if you ain't got to. You know, what you know is right, do it. Don't rebel against what's right and what's proven to work. You know, it's very rare, you know, you got certain people, you know, make it out, but, just make it out, but it's a slim chance, you know. The chance is now when you know what right to do. Don't waste your time, you know. Just don't waste your time and watch who company you keep, you know. Stay around people like, you know, who want to have some, man, you know, and not willing to take for nobody or cheat on nobody or try to trick nobody, you know, to get over on somebody. You know, just watch who you keep your company. I probably title that, watch who you keep your company or something like that, you know. Don't lie about things. Things that you know right, man, don't, you know, just do them. It'll save you a whole lot of time in life, you know. Anyway, I try not to be long-winded, but it looked like it's going to be long-winded, so I was long-winded. But anyway, man, y'all be safe as always. And as I say, always stay thankful for everything. Peace out. See y'all next go round.